This time on Second Chance Ohana.
Hey guys, I am here today with my daughter Sammy, and we are in her room because this format is going to look a little different today. Today you're going to see her room go from little girl to teenage girl. This is a gift for her 14th birthday, so we're going to be working on some furniture projects and obviously transforming the layout of the room, the paint color of the room, a lot of different things. So Sammy, why don't you tell them what your theme is?
My theme is ocean and beach because I love the ocean and beach.
So we are going to give her a room that she feels comfortable in and absolutely loves. Because right now, as you take a look around, you're going to notice a lot of BTS, Harry Potter, and farm animals, which are really cute and she loves, but unfortunately there's no way to pair the farm animals with the beach theme, so we're choosing one. So join us as you see us transform this room into a beach paradise. Aloha, I'm Dani. In 2016, I moved from Maui to Arizona with my husband to be closer to my mom and pops, who lived just a few miles away. On our journey, Kyle and I expanded our family by adopting 3 tweens, and of course Barkley, who helps make sure everyone feels like part of the Ohana. Mom and I love to hunt for used furniture and restore it, because it's fun to be creative, use power tools, and of course make money. And because, like people, sometimes furniture just needs a second chance. There's a little piece of me that has always wanted to be an interior designer. I love redesigning rooms. This is so fun for me because A, it's for Sammy, B, it's this beach theme that I already am obsessed with, and C, we get to do this cool teen girl room, and Sammy finally is letting me help her design something. So the first thing I do when I'm designing a new space is I hit the ground running with Pinterest. There's so many ideas out there, so as long as you keep throwing out different searches, you're gonna find so many great ideas. So once we had a board full of ideas, we really started honing in on what was going to work for Sammy's room. It helped us decide the colors, the decor, and things that would be affordable that were actually realistic for us. With that information, I created this mood board to help us really get an idea of kind of how her room would look. And I always start with the bedding. Once I know what the bedding looks like, I can choose exact wall colors and decor and go from there. So, time to get started on these walls. I wish I loved painting walls as much as I love painting furniture, but I don't. So thankfully, Mr. Second Chance Ohana was willing to help me with this bear of a project. So get that tape on nice and good, and then we actually did 2 coats of primer, the Kills Interior Primer. We normally don't need to use 2 coats, but do you see that dark purple? And what kind of mom would I be if I didn't mention my son's incredible help in this project? As you can see, well, okay, he wasn't helpful at all, but hey, teenage boy hanging out with his parents. What more could we ask for? See that purple wall that's still there? You can ignore it. We have plans for that later. But I did want to give you guys a tip. If you have interior wall painting to do, grab one more person. It's amazing how if you have 2 people, one person can cut in around all the trim, the baseboards, the ceiling, and the other person can just roll. Every coat we did, we both finished around the exact same time, saving us tons of extra hours. What do you think of your purple room?
Very nice.
Just kidding. Super white. Look better than the first day we painted?
Yeah.
Well, that purple wall is going away. We're adding some cool wave-like looking wallpaper. But never have I done anything of this scale before, so I had to call in the wallpaper queen. And if you are not sure how to do wallpaper, we have a great tutorial that teaches you step by step how to do this. We'll leave the link right up here in the corner. I really had hopes that this was going to be easier, but no. This was a war, and you can see who's winning. Wallpaper is meant to go vertically, up and down. And this wallpaper specifically is a textured wallpaper that looks like reeds, but I wanted those reeds to look like waves, meaning it needed to go horizontally. But the wallpaper designers never intended wallpaper to be hung horizontally. So this war was hard fought, and I think we won in the end, but we had a lot going against us. I don't know if you know, but your ceilings are most likely not perfectly level, and we didn't want diagonal rolls going on, so this piece was the most important, and it took us so long, our paste was drying, it was just torture. But we got it. We got it. It was getting late, and we were getting tired and frustrated, and we lost our wonderful helpers because they all had to go elsewhere. But thankfully, once we had that top layer done, every layer afterwards ended up being so much easier that the wallpaper queen and I were able to finish these in one night. See what I mean? Look at these reeds horizontally. Don't they look like waves? I can't wait to paint these blue. So after you're done wallpapering, you can't use an X-Acto knife to trim it out quite yet because it's too soggy and it'll just rip. So you have to let it dry in place. And then the next day, when I went back to remove everything, there was some of the glue stuck to the white walls. All you have to use is a little steamer to remelt that adhesive and it'll peel right off, and then take a damp sponge and just wipe those walls clean. After putting frog tape around all the edges of the wallpaper, it was finally time to paint those waves. This is a bare paint in the color Wave Top, and we chose this color specifically to match Sam's bedding. We love the way they go together, and it really helps the waves pop when you can see it in person. But one thing you may not have thought about is painting these textured wallpapers. Although it looks amazing, it requires a lot of pressure. So make sure to get in all the grooves. We really tried, but the next day I could go back and see lots of little bits of white that I spent almost an hour going in and filling everything with a round chip brush. This IKEA mirror is absolutely perfect for a teenage girl. Gives you that full length mirror and it aids in the beach theme. Because we bought this off of Facebook Marketplace for $10, there were no instructions, but thankfully they had all the hardware for us. So if you do buy an IKEA piece of furniture without instructions, all your answers can be found on YouTube. Every teenage girl needs a place to hang pictures of her and her friends. And I have seen these everywhere. It's the two pieces of wood with strings connecting them, but I see them for sale $30 to $40 to $70 even. And I knew I could make this with materials I already had at home. So with a countersink drill bit, I made sure to drill in as many holes as I wanted for the strings. Fed the string through, tied off a knot, and then they are hidden in those countersink holes. And then voila, you have a really cool photo display for a teen girl's room. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have so much to say about this. If you follow us on Instagram and watch our stories, you saw that I actually did this once in her room about a month ago and hated it. I had put the net up first and then I tried feeding through these fairy lights and then I redid it. And here's what I did. I laid the netting out And I know this still looks like it takes a long time, but believe me, it's nothing in comparison to the first time. And I just kind of laid it across, but just twisted it rather than wove it through. So once I had it all attached, I raised it to the ceiling, attached it with thumbtacks, and turned those lights on. And isn't it dreamy? She loves laying in bed, reading, and leaving those lights on. For Sammy's bed frame and headboard, we're just using this birch plywood. I love this stuff. It's beautiful, it's durable, and I'm not even going to finish it because I love this raw look, and it looks so great with the blues and greens in her room. We could have kept this simple and just put the wood on the floor. But Mr. Second Chance Ohana had the brilliant idea to make it look like a floating bed frame. And in the end, he was totally right. This way we could hide her LED lights and have them shine onto the ground, which looks so cool. So for Sammy's headboard, we wanted it to be lighter. We're using the same birch plywood, but this is only a 1/2 inch instead of 3/4 inches thick. And we're just gonna trim it down because I want 3 slats all sitting on top of each other, kind of like pallet wood, kind of like shiplap, but all fused together. To make sure there's no gaps in these pieces, I wanted to add wood glue, stick them together, clamp them together, and then put some weight on them so they stay nice and flat, so they're gonna lean perfectly against the wall. For those of you who watched any of our old videos, you may have seen that we've been working on getting Sammy's room completed for the last 2 months. So this is an old IKEA nightstand that we were able to add resin to make it look like this cool beach ocean scene. And if you want more details about this or to watch the whole process, I'll leave the link right here in the top right corner. And we created a dresser for her space too. It was our first time using this blending technique. We had a blast and loved the way it turned out, so beachy. If you want to see the whole video of this, go ahead and click that link in the top right corner. It is finally time for her hammock chair. This hammock chair was a little bit of a splurge, but not too much. They've come way down in price. This is like the finishing piece in this room, and it's gonna look so good and be perfect for her reading nook. But I will say, if you order one of these online, make sure the hardware is included. Ours did not come with any hanging hardware, so the cost really added up when we went to our local Ace and had to get all the bits and pieces and chains to make sure this was gonna hang really safely in her room. When hanging anything from the ceiling, make sure that you find the stud and drill directly into the stud, because if you go straight into the drywall, it could yank right out with force or weight. So once we found the right stud, we tested to make sure it was going to fit left to right. She wasn't going to run into any walls with the wood piece. And then the other thing we found is make sure you're using chains, carabiners, S-hooks that are all rated for a heavier weight. So we made sure every piece was rated for at least 250 pounds. And just to be sure, after it was all hung, I gave it a test. And it's safe to say she's not going to go crashing down to the ground anytime soon. Well, it took 2 months, but we finally finished your room. Do you guys remember what it looked like before? And here's what it looks like now. Doesn't it look like a much older teen girl's room? All right, Sammy. Truth talk time. What do you think of your new room?
I really like it.
Yay! What do you like about it?
Everything.
What's your one favorite thing in this room?
Probably the chair.
That's my favorite part too. I love it. It's so comfortable. Dad and I actually had a lot of fun redoing your room. So thank you for letting us give this to you as our gift.
Thanks for doing it.
You're welcome. I hope it'll last for the rest of your high school career. And now that we're done, I think it's time for you to Samify it.
Yay.
I know she'll be adding a lot of posters, but
Not a lot.
okay, a couple. All right, and thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you being here. We hope you'll like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, let us know what you think of Sammy's room. Have a great day. Aloha.